This is undoubtedly one of the best clips I've seen all week, and you just need to watch it for yourself. It's that good. Right now, as we speak, a major protest is taking place against the Trump administration, and it's happening from within. The people you see on your screen right now are not just average, everyday Americans who are fed up with what Donald Trump is doing, they work for the CDC. There was a huge walkout at the CDC in Atlanta today to protest Donald Trump firing top health officials because they wouldn't do his bidding, and of course, his anti health and anti science policies. This video is so inspiring, so hopeful. I have so many different videos and photos to show you from it, and you just got to take a watch because, in a time of such darkness in the United States, little things like this can really lift your spirit. Now, before we dive into this video and watch it, I want to give you a little context on how we got here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, comment down below, let me know what you think about this story. Without further ado, let's dive in. So it all started when CDC Director Susan Monterez was fired by the Trump administration after refusing to resign, citing reckless directives. Monterez's lawyers said she refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives. The White House responded by saying that she wasn't aligned with Donald Trump's agenda, which is, of course, an agenda that hurts the American people, not helps. The director, Susan Monterez, said she was resisting being ousted by RFK Jr. for political reasons after only a month in office. She's only been there for a little while, and Trump has already fired her, which is a common theme throughout the Trump admin. Quote, when CDC Director Susan Monterez refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives and fire dedicated health experts, she chose protecting the public over serving a political agenda. For that, she's been targeted, said her lawyers. Dr. Monterez has neither resigned nor received notification from the White House that she's been fired, and as a person of integrity and devoted to science, she will not resign, added the attorney, who did not reply to a request for comment. And then subsequently, after that statement came out, the White House fired her. Donald Trump fired her. And we see this all the time in the Trump administration when someone won't do Donald Trump's bidding, when the data says something else, and that expert in their field decides to, rightly side with the data, Donald Trump will target them and have them fired. And a White House spokesperson said that Monterez is not aligned with Trump's agenda of making America healthy again, because according to Donald Trump, attacking science, withdrawing funding for vaccines that are showing incredibly promising results in different experiments and studies, apparently that makes America more healthy. Just after midnight on Blue Sky, the attorney for Monterez said, as a presidential appointee, Senate-confirmed officer, only the president himself can fire her, adding at the time that she remains a CDC director, but then, of course, she was fired. This firing sparked a near immediate leadership exodus, and this is important for the clip, from the CDC, which is charged with safekeeping the public health. At least 4 top officials announced their resignations, including all of the amazing people you see here who are experts in their fields. They know what they're talking about. They're not losers like Donald Trump, who has no idea his left from his right, his up from his down. They know what they're talking about when it comes to medicine and when it comes to science. And that led to this massive protest you see today. These folks who resigned were forced out of the building by security at the CDC in Atlanta, and so workers came out and decided to surround them and give them essentially a walk of honor, applauding them as they walked out of the building. And honestly, you just got to see the clip. I mean, it just gave me so much hope and really inspired me when I saw it. So without further ado, I just want to play it and show you some photos from the day. Take a look. Man. Right behind you, Ben. That's awesome. The resolve of the American people will always be stronger than that of Donald Trump and his goons. I mean, and that's just the reality. We see it with the No Kings protests. We see it with everyday things like this. And in this crowd, you see both CDC workers and average everyday folks who are fed up with what Donald Trump is doing. As I mentioned, there was just a huge walkout at the CDC where dozens of staff members and leaders staged this walkout in response to the firings. The staff began their clap out protests where staffers march, hold signs, and clap outside the CDC Atlanta headquarters to support staff who had resigned, according to one staff member. And you just saw it in that clip. And there are some amazing photos from the scene. That video was just a small part of the clap protest that we saw today. This is from the AP live feed, and you can see all these different workers outside of the CDC building clapping for the officials who resigned because of what Donald Trump is doing. Here's another angle of the walk of honor, I'd like to call it, that they got. And you can see that this crowd is deep. This crowd goes. Not only do you have workers out there, you have people who are on the street. And it goes all the way back. Behind this red car, you can see there's people there. There's people with signs. They were all waiting for these fired workers to come out to say thank you. And show them some love in the comments. Drop some blue hearts, some claps, whatever you got to do. Show them some love in the comments because, man, this is inspiring. Here's another clip or a photo I want to show you, which is kind of deeper in the crowd that we just talked about. All of these folks, CDC workers, average everyday Americans standing outside of the building. And you can see folks from different walks of life, young, old, different races, different genders, different sexual orientations. Really, really inspiring stuff. And that's why I say the resolve of the American people is stronger. And through all of this drama, this pushback from the American people to what Trump is doing, the White House doubled down. A reporter asked Caroline Leavitt today why the CDC director was fired. What specifically did she do wrong? And as you can probably guess by now, Caroline Leavitt had no answer for the question. Take a look.
Caroline, thank you so much. First, on the firing of the CDC director, who will replace her? And then also, overnight, the White House said that she did not align with the president's agenda. Dr. Menard's attorneys say that she refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives and fire dedicated health experts. What specifically did she do wrong?
Look, what I will say about this individual is that her lawyer's statement made it abundantly clear themselves that she was not aligned with the president's mission to make America healthy again. And the secretary asked her to resign. She said she would, and then she said she wouldn't, so the president fired her, which he has every right to do. It was President Trump who was overwhelmingly reelected on November 5th. This woman has never received a vote in her life, and the president has the authority to fire those who are not aligned with his mission. A new replacement will be announced by either the president or the secretary very soon, and the president and Secretary Kennedy are committed to restoring trust and transparency and credibility to the CDC by ensuring their leadership and their decisions are more public-facing, more accountable, strengthening our public health system, and restoring it to its core mission of protecting Americans from communicable diseases, investing in innovation to prevent, detect, and respond to future threats. That's the mission of the CDC, and we're going to make sure that folks that are in positions of leadership there are aligned with that mission.
Yeah, they were. They were. The officials at the CDC who were fired and ousted or resigned are dedicated to that mission. They've dedicated their lives to health and public safety from a medical perspective. They've done all that. They're the ones relying on the research. People like Caroline Leavitt, losers like her, again, have no idea what they're talking about. And defunding health initiatives. You know what? Let me say something different because this is important. I want Caroline Leavitt to get up on the podium and tell us, how is defunding childhood cancer research making America healthier? How is defunding cancer research making America healthier? How is defunding research for mRNA vaccines, which are truly a gift to humanity, one of the most promising things in medicine right now, which can tackle a variety of diseases, not just one, it can tackle a lot, and clinical trials are showing to be incredibly promising. How is defunding these things actually helping America's health? I wish a journalist in that room would ask her. Now, a lot of those journalists in there, because the White House now picks the press pool, are MAGA. They will not do this. They will give her a softball question of, why is Donald Trump so great? But these are the questions that need to be answered, and they're not doing it. So shout out to everybody that showed up for the protest today. If you did, let me know in the comments. I really want to hear from you on this story, but I'll leave the video there. Just had to share you this clip. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. As I said, drop a like, comment, you know all the things by now. And thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing rest of your day.